So, moral of the story, you learn to swim by not drowning. So, I'm sitting here procrastinating about doing a video for Kickstarter because, I haven't done this before. I gotta get in front of a video camera, that whole thing. So I decided, maybe instead of just going off and trying to put together a Kickstarter video, maybe I should warm up first. The same theory that goes, before you start going into drawing a comic book page or, doing any artwork, you want to warm up first before you get into the nitty-gritty. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so let me do a video as a warm-up before the Kickstarter video. So I'm thinking, okay, what could I do? It's like, well, what do I like watching on YouTube a lot? Ooh, art studio tours. So let's do that. Welcome to my art studio tour. Okay, so now that I'm firmly planted behind the camera, I'm going to do a pan of my office space or my art space. Pretty much it's an all-in-one. This is where the magic happens, as they used to like to say back in the day. So just giving you just an overview of what my studio looks like. And so here is the first of two drawing areas that I have. I would consider this my main drawing area, but actually lately most of the time I haven't really been drawing here. As you can see, there's a lot of windows in this office, and the problem is during the day this entire area turns into like a greenhouse, direct sunlight type of thing, and it's actually impossible to work at this desk during the day. So most of the time I just use it more as a place where I set up a product for conventions, cut down bookmarks, packaging, orders, just an overall craft setup desk. But I still keep a portable art table, art board, whenever I feel the need that I need the space to actually draw here, as opposed to on the other desk that I'll show you in a minute. The funny thing is that this desk is actually an art table that you can angle, but the problem is that I don't use it that way because there's nothing really to hold on to paper. Like, everything needs to be taped to the table, and there's no ledge to lay pencils on, so it's actually a lot more inconvenient as an art table than it is as a standard craft table, which size-wise is perfect for that. And as you can see, all of these art bins that I have underneath the table, these are all my convention supplies. That I think can be its own video because there's a lot of stuff here and I really don't want to go through each of the bins. But yeah, I can definitely do how do I prepare for conventions video, just like the video if you want to see that. Because yeah, this is enough for another video. Like, this is more just like extra supplies, not necessarily for conventions. The bottom there, you can see the plastic bags that I use for conventions. That's where I keep my markers, my wire grid display. This is where, I'm storing stock books, bookmarks for the show. This is all a bin for all my art prints and, like smaller merchandise, right? So up here, I have a little pull-out drawer that has all my rulers on it. I recently got all these clear rulers to ink and practice perspective grids. I just find that easier to do with clear rulers than with a stainless steel one. In this box, I keep all my inking supplies, all my art supplies that are in use. See, I have some Stadler pens that I picked up from Michael's, and I thought I could give these a try. I've never tried this brand before. That I could probably do a separate video, do like a real-time review as to what I think about these pens. I have my Rapidographs in here, Sharpies, multi-liners. These are the Copic multi-liners. My erasers, just usual stuff. I keep everything in this box because if I leave anything out, then the cats end up knocking everything onto the floor and I spend more time looking for my stuff than actually working. So better off to keep it in a box so the cats can't get to it. In this here, I have some drawers from the Container Store, and here is where I keep just pretty much all my this is more all my crafting supplies, my tassels for bookmarks, my punch for badges, my label maker. I mean, just miscellaneous white duct tape. Just miscellaneous supplies. This middle drawer is where I keep my more important, I guess, in-use supplies. Here's my bag of inks and nibs for my Rapidographs that I'm always using. Erasers, more multi-liners, Sharpies, pretty much, pencils. Everything in here is more the everyday materials that I go through. Up here is just more assorted supplies that I don't necessarily use all the time. Acrylics, art pencils, some basic desk supplies. And then up here is just, the usual 3-hole punch, a heavy-duty stapler, pens and pencils, blades, scissors. You always need tissues because it gets dusty in here, so you always want to have those on hand. So over here in this corner, it's just, these are supplies I don't necessarily use all the time, but I still want to keep them on hand. So this is a banner we use for conventions. These I just recently picked up. They're white foam core on another video. I think it was from Chad Allen. He had a setup on his table for videoing like small items, like doing blind boxes, and he was using white foam core to give like a really nice background. So it's like, oh, that's a really good idea. So I just picked those up. I have an empty storage bin just in case I need it. This is some back stock of sketchbooks that I have that are available on my website. So this is just back stock. I have my mat cutter. Inside the box that I'm not going to go through because it's kind of inconvenient. In there is stuff that I know I'm not going to use pretty much anytime. It's mostly art storage, materials that I don't really use at all but I don't want to get rid of, so I just keep them in that Tupperware box just so I can have them out of the way but still available if I need it. So the next thing, here's my scanner. It's an 11 by 17 Mustic. it's not, you know, it's not exactly, you know, excuse the dust. Like I says, it gets dusty in here. It's Mustec. It's not exactly top of the line, but if you're not concerned about, you know, like colors being accurate, or, you know, you don't, if you're not worried about having a $3,000 scanner, this scanner works just fine. It's, I think the last time I bought it, it was I think like $250. Oh, that's the sound it makes on the computer when you open it up. So just go to mustec.com if you have a need for a scanner, but don't want to pay the exorbitant price for a so-called professional scanner, when all you really need is just, you know, to get your stuff onto a computer anyway. You know, keep it simple. All right. And here in this cabinet is again where I keep supplies. That's where I also keep completed comic book pages that I have stored. Also, I have more paper for my comic pages, pages that are currently, I still have to finish. So that's also in here. And then in this drawer, I just have sketchbooks, paper, Bristol, you know, just simple storage, nothing fancy. If I need anything. Underneath there is a scanner and my duster, which, you know, you really can't seem to compete with all the dust that builds up in this office. So here I have my travel laptop that, you know, that's good as a second screen, but it's not connected to the main computer because I have a tablet hooked up to it. But not that it matters. I don't really need, you know, my laptop to share the same hard drives. It's just I'd like to have it separate. And that's my main computer. All right, and then under here I have my Intuos tablet that I prefer to a Cintiq. I had borrowed a Cintiq from a friend who went abroad, and I figured I'd hold on to the Cintiq for him while he was gone. And to tell you the truth, I really didn't like it. I had people swearing up and down that, you know, oh, the Cintiq changes your life. No, a Vitamix changes your life. A Cintiq just actually made me use traditional media more just to avoid using it. So in the end, when he took the Cintiq back, I purchased an Intuos because I much prefer a tablet to a big screen you have to draw on anyway. Printer, right in here, just all assorted art books and comics, manga, all my Conans, my ElfQuest, Rocket Raccoon. Up there I have more of my indie comics like Animal Mystic and Artesia that I would still collect if they still released them on a regular basis. My French comics, my medal from a 5K that I ran in Miami. That was fun. And oh, that's the hardcover proof that we got for my Tall Tales comic, which is why I'm doing this film, because again, I'm procrastinating making a Kickstarter video, only because, you know, I've never really done a video before, but I'm changing that now. So it's a Silvermane vinyl toy, my rocks, my printer, and over here is where I would call my main art space. This is my Lightbox that I use all the time. I just pull it down when I need it and then just fold it back up again. And this is where I'm usually drawing and inking and doing my demo videos when I'm doing, you know, print images. So this is where This is where I usually do most of my work. The reason why I choose this over the drawing table, one, because like I said, in the mornings it's really, the direct sunlight makes it hard to work, but also rapidographs work best when I'm working on a flat surface, so it just makes my inking easier to work on a flat surface than an angled surface. And what I find really funny is that I'm like, really, it's like, oh my god, this cutting board is so gross looking. And then I realized, yeah, because I actually use it. You know, I see videos online where people are showing off their craft room and nothing looks like they used it. Everything is like pristine, like they just bought it. It's Martha Stewart new. But, okay, so how do they use things? Or do they actually do anything on them? You know, so at least I'd rather have mine looking all, you know, inked up. So at least you can see, oh yeah, I actually used this thing. As opposed to being everything new and you have to take my word for it that I use it. So under here it's more supplies. This is more generic supplies. That bottom one is all chipboard that I use for prints and matting. This is all like regular art supplies, like more generic, like overstock for the convention bins. Now you have I have another bag of markers there. I have easels. I have some storage, and then in here is where I keep all my blanks, my blank variants for comics that I pick up whenever I find them, so that I can do more sketch covers. So I keep those in here, just to keep them a bit organized. And you know, up here is just, you know, just regular, you know, more toys, my Disney pins, more Rocket Raccoons. You know, yes, that's an actual Don Bluth sketch that got sent to me by a fan. You know, some Walt Disney sketches. You know, yeah, so here's a close-up of my pins. I'm expecting some Vinylmations and some more Disney pins to come in from eBay. I think when I get those in, I'll save them up so I can do a Disney pin haul and a Vinylmation haul for you. So if you want to see that, if you're interested in that, you know, give me a thumbs up, you know, like this video, and then I'll do some Disney pins. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's I guess that's the first video for now. Excuse all the ums and the ands and, you know, and the whatnots. Still getting used to this, but I hope you like what you see, and I guess I hope this warms me up for an actual Kickstarter video, and I'll also put that up when that's done. But hope you like what you see, and I'll see you on the next video. Have to admit, you know how they talk about, you know, people having their best side, you know, it's like, oh, their right side, their left side, you know, oh, shoot me from here, shoot me from there, that's my best side. So far, what I'm learning, my best side is behind the camera, not in front.